Oh, I know it's not an M3 competition. This car cannot be looked down upon. This car is still an animal. Today we're going to be talking about this 2021 M340D. One question that I'm going to answer in today's video: is it worth spending the extra 30 grand on an M3 comp? We tested that a few videos ago. If you want to go check that out, I'll pop it up in the cards. And I'll tell you what, my first impressions, straight off the bat, this is going to be a good comparison, I'll tell you that. Straight into the fun stuff. Under the hood, we have a 3 litre diesel engine. This car can launch from 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds, and we've got 335 bhp. But with that comes a 700 newton meters of torque, which you can definitely feel. And it was to rip your face off. My eyeballs are going to the back of my head right now. Wow. So obviously, being a diesel engine, you don't get that quite amazing tone that you get from the M3. But what comes with this diesel engine is really good fuel economy. So in the city, you can get anywhere from 35 to 40 mpg, and driving on normal roads, open roads and motorways, you're looking from anywhere from 50 to 70 to the gallon. With a car with this kind of power, you're never really going to get any better. But with that torque, I'll be honest with you, it's not much slower than the M3. This car is currently available at LMS for £47,995, and the M3 comp is up for £73,995. And I'll tell you what, if you're looking for a bit of a discount, this is a good alternative. This is an amazing alternative so far. I'm on some 60 roads right now, and even in sport mode, this thing gives you confidence in the corners like the M3. This car is actually 4-wheel drive, so actually, compared to the M3 that I drove last week, this is better in the corners. I have a lot more confidence in the corners, and that was a bit twitchy. Steering feels super nice and responsive. You only need little adjustments to take big corners. You don't need to fight the wheel at all. If you want to relax, put it into Eco Pro, and it is silent in here. There's barely any road noise. When you're going over the bumpiest roads, even on these 60 roads that I'm on right now, which aren't particularly the smoothest roads out there, feels like I'm just cruising down the motorway. So silent. The suspension is absolutely top notch. When you're sat in here, the first vibe you get about this car is just its quality. Everything in here is pure quality. It's so well built and feels so sturdy and solid. I'm very impressed. Automatic stop start if you want to save some fuel. Just a toot around as well. It's a beautiful cruiser. Right now I'm in traffic and I can't hear any of the cars on the outside. There's a Bentley in front of me right now. I bet you any money he's hearing more road noise than I am. This particular car is the bronze pack edition as well. So with that, you got the slight bronze tinge on the mirror caps, the badges, the front grille, and the wheels also. The M3 comp, yes, it does have more power, and you can definitely feel that. But this still has a lot of power. Like, this is all you need, really. If you don't care about power so much, and carbon fibre and Alcantara and sporty seats, then this is your alternative. Yes, the M3 has really nice styling on the inside. Yes, this is a little bit more timid, but it's still a really nice place to be. Talking about the interior, let's take a look. But yes, starting down here, obviously I've mentioned about the trim already, but down here you can access your different driving modes, very similar to other BMWs, including the M3. When you press sport, the idle goes up as well, and all the dials change, so you can see that right there. If I put it into Eco Pro, there you go, it all goes blue. Back into sport though, because that's what we want. The stop start feature, you can also access your traction control. The steering wheel, beautiful wrapped leather, similar to the M3. Obviously you've got the bog standard silver trim down here. It's not heated, it's very nice, it has a very nice feel to it. On the seat belts, as you can see, the typical BMW stripes all around the whole car. As you can see, they're in the back as well. We have ambient lighting under here, above the glove box, also on the door card as well, which is a must in my opinion. We have Harman Kardon speakers around the entire car. Moving up here, you have obviously climate control, so if you want to cook your passenger while you stay nice and cool, you just press that and their side goes nice and hot while you stay nice and cool. Heated seats. Talking about seats, these seats, they're quite basic, but they are very, very nice. The bolsters hold you in very nicely, and they're super, super comfy. Like the car in general itself, to drive it is super comfy. Obviously up front you can see we have a heads-up display, and you can actually change the radio and all your Bluetooth, which pops up in the virtual cockpit. And I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can get a better shot for you guys. But you can also change the radio station, access loads of other things, which also pops up on the display as well. Like I said, you've got a virtual cockpit up front, which looks really nice. Down into the entertainment system, on your vehicle status you can access pretty much everything from your tyre pressure, engine oil. It tells you pretty much everything about the car to make sure it's always in good condition. Driving information. One of my favourite things, we've still got these sports displays which also appear on the M3 competition as well. So if I hit the revs now, you can see what the car is doing in live time. So newton meters, boost, oil temp, and the amount of horsepower you're using as well. Also down here you have this nice storage compartment where you can fit 2 cups, and also got a nice place where you can put your phone. It fits perfectly. Plenty of storage down here. We have climate control in the rear for your rear passengers. Nice flappy paddles on the back of the steering wheel, which stay with the steering wheel as you're turning. I personally prefer that. Like on GTRs, they stay actually on the column, so as you're steering you can't actually change gear, you have to move your hand to change gear. So I personally prefer this. Cruise control, which you can access from the steering wheel. But yeah, it's pretty much the interior summed up very quickly, but I'm going to give you a quick POV drive now for about a minute or so, nice and silent, just so you guys can experience this car with me. I'm going to drop the windows a little bit, and we are going to take this car down this beautiful 60 road. Super responsive gearbox. If you want to know more about this car and all the specs that it comes with in this specific car, make sure you go down into the description right now and check it out. If you are interested in this particular car, make sure you come down to LMS. We're based in the West Midlands. Come down here and take a look at this car. I said in the last video in the XM40 that we do sell BMWs and these M cars super fast. So if you want it, check out the website. If it's still available, make sure you come down and secure it ASAP. But I'm going to go back to the question I said at the start. Is this a very good alternative? So if we just hit a big bump then, and it just cruised over it. It felt like the comfiest bump I've ever been over in my life. But yeah, let's get back to the question. Is this a good alternative to the M3? Or is it worth going and buying out the M3? Personally, if you're not too fussed on drivers' cars, like if you don't like driving your cars, then yes. If you want a comfy daily driver that's super sporty and has a good whack of power, then this is the car. But if you guys like your sporty cars, you like a little bit of noise, you like a bit of ASBO, but let's answer another question. If I had £100,000 right now to spend, what car would I go for? Would I go for the M3 and only have about 25 grand left? Or would I go for this and have about 50, if I can do math? Can I do math? No, I can't do math. I have about 52 grand left. There we go. Which one would I go for? My personal opinion, I'd go for this if I had 100 grand. Obviously, if I had about 150 grand, I personally think I'd go for the M3. But it all depends on your budget. This is a super nice car and it's not going to be around for long, so make sure you get to LMS. My first impressions have been very good on this car. I expected a lot less, but I got a lot more. I'll tell you that right now. I got a lot more than I was asking for this car. I didn't think it was going to be this quick. I've never drove a 340D in my life. It's proper shocked me. I'm very impressed. I'll give 5 gold stars to this car. But anyway guys, that's it for this first drive in this M340D. If you want to go check out the review I did on the M3 comp, make sure you go check that out. If you want to see more reviews, hit the like button, subscribe and notifications on. Very soon as well, we are getting some very nice cars in. So make sure you subscribe and follow along the journey. It's going to be absolutely ace and I can't wait to show you. One more little tone. I'm holding on for dear life. The M3 is a better car. But one alternative, guys, if you're on a budget, get it. Go get it right now. No messing about. If you're looking for this car, this is the one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. See you later.